Hi guys, welcome to All LDN Podcast. We're back again for another episode. Episode, what is this? 3 of season 4? Is that correct? Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Something like that. Back again for another new episode. Today it's cold.
It's
so
cold. It's snowing. And
It's
the snow is
it
settling
actually
outside.
snowing though? Because
Is it
for me, it's not
fake,
snowing.
no.
No. Well, the thing is, you live in who knows where you live. So it's
true.
snowing in the real areas of London.
In the real areas. Yeah, because you don't far. Wait, but guys, you just heard a mystery voice right now. Like, you don't actually know who the person is, but we'll tell you who they are. So obviously it's me, Afia, and we've also got
Charlene.
And we've got a special guest today, like bad boy producer. He lives far from everyone else.
Yeah.
What else can we say? Jamaican king.
Wow.
I'm just trying to gas you up.
And also
the
king of drawing. When we say drawing, we mean drawing is in drawing art. We mean draw is in drawing Gyal them. The king king of drawing Gyal
We
them.
can say that.
Yes, I like all of these things. All of these things.
So we've got Curtis. We've got Curtis with us, aka Motion Hyrule, producer from London.
London.
Do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah. So as you already said, I'm a Jamaican king. My name is Motion Hyrule. I'm a North London based, real North London, real ends, like producer.
Okay.
Born and raised in Tottenham, live in Bounds Green. Just doing my thing. Just like I'm out here. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So we've got. Thanks for joining us today. Like, we really appreciate you coming on. We've been trying to get like more creatives just involved in this anyway. So it's good to have you come along.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got some questions for you as well, obviously. So guys, if you didn't know Curtis, did you say he's a producer?
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be like another musically based episode, but we'll kind of like go off topic. We'll keep.
Yeah, I was gonna say musically based, like, but at the same time, I feel like I'm trying to understand Curtis's view on like the world. Do you know what I mean?
I
feel like Curtis has got a lot to say about the world. We're talking about Curtis like he's not here, by the way. But Curtis, I feel like we want to see your outlook on life. So there's that too.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So we always do a get to know question. Whenever we have guests, we've got like just a couple minute questions. So the first question is going to be, what are your top 3 songs of all time?
Okay, I feel like this is like Blue Peter because I've already got everything like pre-rolled. I've got pre-rolled joints. I've got pre-rolled joints. So like,
okay,
No, I say joints. I'm not gonna like actually play the tunes. I could, but I'm not gonna do that. That's long.
I mean, if you want to, it's really up to you.
Yeah, but is it gonna come through? Nah, I ain't gonna do that. Like, okay, okay. So like top 3 songs, right? It's hard, but my favorite song is by John Coltrane. It's called Naima, and it's just a beautiful song. It's on the Giant Steps album. If you got it, if you don't, get it. Because it's like a seminal piece of work. And
for those listening, John Coltrane's like a jazz legend. Saxophonist.
I don't think I've heard them.
Yeah.
I'm sure maybe you've played me. Before,
it's
what
them.
John Coltrane.
John Coltrane. It's an artist. Anyway. So besides that, like that, and that's kind of like something that's come into my sphere of consciousness like more recently, but something I grew up with is like Jamiroquai, Too Young to Die.
My days. I was literally listening to Jamiroquai for like hours. Like hours.
It's that song.
Them dudes are group. Like honestly, when I listen to that music, I still feel like a kid. Like I feel like it's like 91 or 92. And like,
I was just gonna say, it takes you back to the 90s.
I'm back in that time, so
legendary
that's dope for me. And I guess
fun fact, JK is like my uncle's friend randomly.
Is it?
He used to go to his like his New Year's Eve parties. I don't know if they're still friends now, but they used to be like good friends back in the day.
Imagine if they're not friends and they're not friends because of some funky ass reason.
I mean, knowing him,
like JK, he owes me money.
I've heard like some
shit like that.
JK was like on acid for like much of everything.
Yes.
And then like
really talking about
recently
people.
He just put, anyone see that video he put out just recently where basically people were saying that he was at the Capitol, and then he was like, I wasn't there, guys, I'm in England.
What? Oh, because of the the guy with the because
people were like, he was at the Capitol for the rubbish shit, and he was like, no, guys, I'm in England. But anyway, sorry, third one.
Nah, you're right. And I guess the third one, it's out of two, like, because you said 3, and I'm torn on my last decision, but I'm gonna say I'm gonna say Led Zeppelin, Since I've Been Loving You.
Oh, okay.
That song is like rock and roll, blues, and sex. It's just like.
That is Led Zeppelin. No, but that is Led Zeppelin.
Honestly, that song, that song makes you wanna hold a woman's body and like play her like a guitar. Like, I swear, it's a madness. Like,
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's got me sweating even talking about it. It's such a tune. I feel to fling it on. Like, it's mad. Anyway.
I love that.
What was it out of interest? What was the other one you were considering as well for third?
Jill Scott, Do You Remember Me?
Oh.
Yeah.
You love
that.
Yeah,
I feel like it should be tied for third though. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like you can give third place to 2 people.
You can tie, that's fine. And then just with that, we've got who are your top 2 producers?
Oh, that's really like. Yeah, I struggled with that as well, because the first one was like a no doubter. That was like Jay Dilla. And like the second one, like, I guess the only reason why I wanted to say another name is to bring light to that person. But however, I went ahead and said like DJ Premier, like Primo.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about that as well, because he did the theme tune to Joe Biden podcast, which I like.
Yeah, he did like basically like all of Nas's best work and Gangstar's best work. So like if you really love like sort of old school boom bap hip hop, like like he's the guy. So yeah, like those are my top 2. But like I got plugged into Dilla like a really late stage, because I already knew like who Slum Village were. I was bumping Slum Village, but it wasn't like I was listening to Slum Village because of listening to Dilla. Dilla, like, I don't know, it was, I think, he would have still been alive when I was listening to Slum Village, but I wasn't really like listening because of Dilla until I think it might have been like 2009, and I was seeing this girl, and she posted the track. It was on her Facebook, and she was like, I really like this at the moment, and it was like a beat like called Purple, and he basically like flipped a track for this I guess they're an Irish trip hop group called Crustacean, and the song's called Purple, but like if you listen to that, like it's otherworldly. I used to listen to that track like on repeat, and like not too long after that I was like, I want to produce. So
are you one of them people?
That's what got you. Okay.
No, I was actually gonna say that's great, because that sort of gives us insight into like how you started producing. Maybe we'll like talk about that a bit more. But 2 things stuck out to me. One, I feel like there's a lot of inspiration and coercion from women.
Yeah, you know what?
Like, what I'm seeing is like a running theme.
Basically, either it's been like, oh my god, I love you, you've inspired me, I want to do this, or it's been a big fuck you, like I'm gonna do this because you hurt me. Like it's been one of the two, but either way, that energy is a potent thing. So like, you know what I mean? It
is.
It comes out in my lyrics. It comes out in my I rap too. Like, let that be known. But like it comes out in everything. It comes out in my music, like in all aspects really. So I mean, I was raised by my mom. I don't really know my dad, so like I think I've like I guess I draw on the feminine a lot more than other cats do. So but it's not to denigrate, it's just to like share my experiences, like warts and all, really.
100%.
I'm not really trying to, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to big you up too much or give you like too much of a big head. I'm trying to keep it real. But yeah, like sometimes it make a man feel good. Sometimes it make a man feel good, and like, yeah, let that be known.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Let that be known. Yeah, let me know. So yeah, let's go back to yeah, how you got into producing. So you kind of said you know, influences were you know, Premiere and people like that, but what was that first?
How did it all begin?
Yeah, what was that first, you know, oh, let me open up FL Studio, whatever you was using at the start.
No, them things was late, yeah. So basically, I went I went to uni when I was like 26, and I was playing guitar and I was playing keys, and even then, like, I wanted to like make music for anime and film, anime and films, that kind of stuff, computer games. I wanted to make that kind of music. And I used to like Final Fantasy soundtracks and all that kind of stuff, and Transformers soundtracks. So a lot of that was like my inspiration. And then kind of, I guess I went to like a poetry jam night, and like I'd also seen like a poet called Kate Tempest perform a couple of times, and I got to know her, like, and then like
really?
Like I went to like a bunch of shows and stuff, and I was like, man, like I love poetry.
Do you really like her?
I was on that wave, like I mean, this was like 2011, so it's a long time ago now. But yeah, like I was going to watch a band like Sound of Rum, because I think I saw them at like a festival, and then we like they said they were performing in London after the festival. So I go to this gig in London, yeah, but nobody was there. Like, it was like 3 people. But I was there. I was like, remember me? I saw you at the festival. So like we were chatting and that. And then they must have been like, oh yeah, like we've got another thing going on, like popping off like in a couple of weeks if you want to come down to that. And it was like a residency in a pub. So for like 4 weeks, every single week, they had a show, and then they had somebody else playing. So I went to all 4 weeks, and then the last week there was like a yard party afterwards. So like everyone went back to their house in Brockley. We were like jamming in Brockley, and like, yeah, it was it was mad. So yeah, from that, like like getting to know them cats down them sides, I was just like, yeah, like
them sides.
Yeah, like, because obviously I live like north, like that was far from me. You know what I mean? Like none of my like,
listen,
if I honestly like to tell people like in North, I'm gonna go out to a show in East London, and I'm gonna follow everyone from East London down to South, like to go and jam in that deep down south. What? Like none of my friends was gonna do that. I had to ride out for myself. Like honestly, I was on my ones. Like people weren't trying to trek to them ways there, like, but I did. So like I hear that. So yeah, like I kind of I was going to poetry corners at like my uni, and I started writing from that. And then because I was writing poetry, I wanted like soundscapes to fit that. So I started thinking of producing soundscapes to fit it. And then I kind of made the transition into rap, and it just, they turned from soundscapes to like wanting to do beats. So yeah, that's kind of how I got into it.
That's
quick question.
Interesting.
No, sorry, Azealia. I had a quick question.
Yeah, go on.
But I was going to say Logic or Ableton.
For me, it's Ableton, but that's because that's what I use. I don't really.
Ableton has.
Do you know what I mean? Like that's like asking a football player, what do you use? Do you use like Adidas or Nike? Like whatever their sponsor is, or whatever. Like that's who they're gonna rock. But like whatever's comfortable to them, they're still gonna create their craft, and they're still gonna do their work in it. Like it's not really.
100%. Unless the craft you create is excelente, but Ableton looks like my eyes have been scratched up in the middle. Like I love it. Like, that's what.
I think it looks more. It looks more intimidating.
I won't even take that to heart. It's like totally measure of opinion, measure of what you're comfortable using. Like looks can be deceiving. Like so.
No, 100%.
Definitely.
I
think
go.
I was gonna say Curtis, you've taught me so much about Ableton, because that's what I use as well. I prefer Ableton over Logic. But like seeing the way you're always like, just when you're copy and pasting that, and you're like copy and pasting like just minutes and minutes of like beats, just seeing you doing that, I'm like, what? How do you even do these things? And then like I slowly pick up how you're doing it, how you're recording and stuff like that. So like it's a lot it looks more intimidating than what it actually is. And I feel that the same.
It's a good thing you said that though, because like I learned the same way you've learned from me. So like I just used to go to my friend's house and he would just be on Ableton. If he had Logic and he was using Logic and doing stuff on Logic and then told me to get Logic, I probably would have done that. So you know what I mean? It's not like I'm not gonna pretend that like I like it for any specific reason. Like it's just I've become used to it, and it gets the job done. I wouldn't wanna transition to start using something else because it's my instrument. At the end of the day, it's like it's how I get to do what I'm doing.
100% agree. Yeah. It's like having a different makeup like saxophone. You can have like a Yamaha. Exactly. But and I don't mean to offend Ableton heads, but like when I look at it, it gives me a headache. It gives me a headache. But can I just say something?
Because I always send you pictures in it, and you're like, what is this?
Like my Logic doesn't look as like for me it looks more like way more complex. I was gonna say though, what I do appreciate is Curtis' very like measured answer to that, and it actually reminds me of the first time that I met Curtis, where I think I was just beefing with myself because I was drunk. But Curtis was like, "Why?" He was like, "It's not a competition." I can't remember what I was saying, but I was saying some trash. But yeah, nice measured approach, Curtis. Always, I appreciate that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I was going to go into actually you've kind of already spoken about this, but how do you like begin producing a song? So like is it like the influence, like not influences, but like some inspiration? Does the inspiration come to you first, or does the beat come to you first? Does it have to be like situational, or like do you already have something going and then you can put something on top of it, if that makes sense? I worded that so bad.
Well, most of the time, like I'll open up a project, and then I'll lay down some chords, and I'll chop some drums, EQ, pitch, like, and then add some vocals and BVs, and then bounce the project, like listen to it on my headphones on my commute, and then like think of how I can tinker with it, like what I can add to it. Sometimes I might be like running for the train, I'm listening to my music and I just hear something, or somebody said something, or I hear a whistle and I'll be like, oh, it could have that as well. Like so just kind of
that's cool,
diegetic or like sounds or whatever, like what's going on, like is it diegetic? Is it diegetic or non-diegetic? I always forget that one. It's like I think it's diegetic. Yeah, it's probably diegetic. But anyway, yeah, it's like all of that kind of stuff. This the sound in the scene. It's the sound in the scene that I hear and I'll be like, oh yeah, that fits that vibe. It's like, you know how like for some reason, like whatever it is, yeah, like there's certain things that just sound like a space. It's like if you hear like sirens, you're automatically gonna think, oh, it's like inner city, like London or wherever. It's funny as well because growing up in like North London, you always hear police sirens. Now I don't hear them so much, and I'm not even thinking about it, but like it's mad quiet now these days.
Do you think that's because of COVID or?
Yeah, obviously it's because of COVID, but like,
I wish I could relate. Every 2 minutes the sirens are going out here. Every 2 minutes, it's loud.
Oh wow.
Mine
still about that life.
Is regular. Well, you know
how South London life in it. So
that's interesting. I was gonna say, like, how's your process been like in quarantine or COVID, I should say? Like, obviously we're all spending a lot more time at home. For me, like the way I approach my creativity has definitely sort of modified a bit. I wouldn't say completely changed, but I guess I have more time, so I have more time to think about different approaches or different ideas. So yeah, like how's that been for you in quarantining?
It's been hard. It's been really hard. So like so if we want to run it back, to like when I first started getting onto production properly, that would be like 2014. So from 2014 for that first 3 years, I was like just learning the craft, going around to my friend's house, seeing what he was doing, and then like applying that with YouTube videos to really like sort of, I don't know, like cut my teeth and get to know what I was doing. So that was cool, but then I guess life threw me some curveballs, so I wasn't like on it as much as I could have been. But then 2018 2019 was like, those were like some good years, because I felt like I was using my social media a lot better, I was using it a lot harder, I was like producing a lot more content, and I was editing and just I was really prolific at that point. So I got to the stage where I was like, okay, I'm gonna, put myself out there a lot more, and as a result of that, people were like sort of getting like more involved with me and approaching me as opposed to me wanting to approach people. So that was great, and like that culminated me into me like almost getting ready to like to blow. It was that I wasn't really like, yo, 2020 is my year. I didn't come off like on with that energy, but I was like, I'm gonna do the work. I'm gonna do the work.
We were gearing up for it. You were gearing up for it, absolutely. And then
this happened. So like automatically, like the lack of like the lack of like live music and the lack of live interaction meant like the spaces that I normally get ideas to create just weren't happening anymore. They weren't there. And that's where I got my confidence from. That's like all my performing and stuff that like and DJing that kind of culminated in me being like, yeah, I'm ready for this. And then 2020 took all that away. So I've just been sort of like affected because I sort of, okay, this is an example of how I come up with ideas for music here. If you were to play a song, you could play that song for like 3.5 minutes. If I hear one note that sounds beautiful to me, my brain will have like an auditory hallucination, and I'll run off on a tangent with that, and I'll create my own thing. I'll create my own thing in my head because of that one sound. And then like, so my grandma used to be like, she'd sit down and she'd be like, what, have you got an idea for something? Because like literally I'd sit down and all of a sudden I'm just tapping away, or like I'm nodding my head, and she'd be like she put on some hard food in front of me, and I'm like not yamming of hard food, I'm just like tapping away, like I'm doing something because I got an idea, and I'm like, right, when I finish this yam I'm going upstairs. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, so
that is exactly what you do. Just from working with you, you can be like, okay, what sort of vibe are you feeling? And then I'll play you a song, you'll be like, okay, cool. It'll be like only like halfway through the song you've already got an idea and you're already laying something down on the keyboard. Like, that's how quick your mind works.
But that can happen in that kind of setting. But a lot of my music that I personally get like inspiration from is from like being out there in the world. So like now that that's not happening, I haven't, like last year I barely produced music like to the volume that I used to do. Like it was nothing. It was nothing. But like the tail end of it, I started like picking myself back up, started like drawing from experiences and stuff, and I got back on it. Like, I feel like I'm ready to like finalize stuff. I just sent you something like that I've just finished the vocals for, so like
and it sounds really good, guys, by the way. It sounds really good.
Okay, I mean, I think that's interesting to hear people, like different people's perspectives on how like this sort of weird ass whatever this is has impacted them, because some people found it to help them be more creative. Some people have found it, like yourself, you know, it's sort of a little bit more difficult to adjust to. And so I think it's like power in understanding like all of those different experiences, you know what I mean? Yeah,
it's just relearning as well. It's like relearning like how to do things, I think.
Yeah.
Definitely. And I think it's so interesting what you were saying, because I feel like so many other people that I know that are creatives were starting to like get their shit together towards the tail end of 2019, coming into the beginning of 2020. And like, I know obviously you did a show and that was like really good, and it was like looking like, oh, maybe we do another show or whatever, and then COVID hit, and it just seems like everyone who was sort of like holding back and like sort of like, oh, like I don't have the confidence to put this stuff out, was sort of like, actually no, fuck it, I'm gonna actually do it. And then 2020 happened, unfortunately, and then we've all sort of like gone back into that state of like not having confidence within our talent, or do you know what I mean? So it's just all gone backwards, which is a shame. I don't know what I was going to say to that, but I was just agreeing with what you were saying, basically.
But so obviously you've spoken about like your influences and stuff like that, and sort of you kind of mentioned that you were used to working with like quite a lot of people, including Afia, and other people like that. So out of interest, like in your experience of like producing, like what are some do's or don'ts? Like what do you find? What do you find
red
annoying? Red flags or
no, because I don't want to draw. I don't really want to draw out somebody yet, but I'm just gonna.
No, don't at anyone.
No, you don't have to at them.
I'm just gonna say
like what
vaguely.
I'm just gonna say like as a do like listen, innit? Like so basically like because sometimes I like if I'm producing a song like and I'm working with a singer, I already know the quality of their voice, so I know what notes will sound good for the song. I know what kind of I know the sweet spots. I know like if you said that word in that way at that point, like people will like gush at that, like for lack of a better word. Like people are just gonna be like, that's yummy, like because I know, because like, you know what I mean, like I'm the one building it in my brain. So like even if it's made and then it don't sound right, like just kind of like work with the producer to like try and get that sound. Like actually I will at him, but it's all love, yeah. Like so obviously Nathan, like Tarn Solo, who we both collaborate with, like is like one of my biggest collaborators. Like well, he is my biggest collaborator. Why am I fronting? But yeah, so like I think there was one time where like we were working on a track and I wanted him to do a harmony, and he was like, nah, I don't know about this harmony. I was like, look, just because what I'll do, right, is like I'll layer his vocals like 3 times, like so he'll be harmonized with himself. So he I think on that track he was singing the top line or the verse or something, and then I wanted him to harmonize like something with that. And I've done it with other singers that I've worked with before, and I've done it for myself like since. But at that point, I just remember him being like, no, that harmony doesn't work. It doesn't sound right. It doesn't sound right. And he kept on saying it. And I was like, if we record it, then we'll know. Like, so eventually we recorded it, and he was like, I can't lie, it slaps. And I was like, see, like, so yeah. Apart from that, I guess just, don't sit in man's chair. So it's my chair. Don't let's.
Yeah, that is a bit over familiar.
Yeah. Like I had one person come to my yard once, like sitting in my chair. Like I'll go out, come back in it on my chair, like changing up the tune, and I'm like, well, no, like that. What are you doing? So yeah, that's a nagging thing. In your chair. But yeah.
But I mean,
so trust the producer and know your place then, basically.
Know your place. Man did not say know your place.
But I do think though that like there's power in obviously like you're sort of thinking about extreme situations, because of course there's powers in collaboration. I'm sure you also learn from like singers that come into you as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Or like vocalists that come into you too. So like don't just take it with a pinch, people that are listening. But like I understand what you mean. Like obviously from a producer's ear it is a lot different, and you know you do hear things a lot differently to like the artist or whatever. So
yeah,
I think definitely it's good to not anything else like. Have you ever had a situation where someone's like really like that you thought, it's gonna be sick, or maybe they've overhyped themselves, they come in and you're like, rah, this is not it?
Yeah,
I have, but I think with those people it's like obviously I think they're just sort of, it's hard to I guess I don't want to use this analogy, but I guess it's like what's that show, X Factor, where like people are like gassed up and then they go on the show and they think they're like they've got it and they don't have it. But like I would say the best way to like know how good you are at something is don't be scared of competition, and actually like meet competition. Like if somebody is a good singer, then sing with them. Like, and if you know that they're a good singer and you're singing with them, like they're going to be honest with you and say, no, you don't have the chops. But like if you put yourself out there a lot of the time, steel sharpens steel. So like a lot of the times,
very true.
A lot of the times, like when I started rapping and stuff, like I just write stuff, and then like I wouldn't have like a measuring stick. So like I'd go out to like certain spaces where I could perform live, and then I'll see from a reaction whether that bar I wrote was good or not. So a lot of them like a lot of the stuff that ended up on the cutting room floor is stuff that I recited in front of people and they didn't vibe with it. Stuff that obviously people connected with and were like asking for wheel ups and shit. Like that's the stuff I want to put out. Like that's the stuff that I've enhanced, because I know there's value in it because I've seen the reaction. But if you're not putting yourself out there and you're not refining yourself by putting yourself against other people, then you don't know how good you are. So then you might turn up to something thinking, oh yeah, like I'm the shit, and like you're shit without the behind it. So like like that.
No, so
I agree. I think to add on to that as well, like there's definitely power in I feel like creatives are sensitive, like we are sensitive.
Yeah.
And I think there's like power in like trying to step away from that sometimes. Like people
Yeah,
are not
definitely.
always trying to at you. Like sometimes like have like no, it's true though. Like and you have to learn that. I guess obviously it depends on like your relationship with the person, and you know, so how it comes across. But I do think that like in general as creatives, like we should be like a bit less sensitive and understand what we bring, but also, you know, understand that, you know, people really can offer advice and like people really can offer.
Definitely.
In fact,
You know,
I'm gonna add to that. I'm gonna add to that. Like the guy that taught me how to produce, right? Like. Yeah, his name's Tom, like Hammond. I used to work with him, and he's not out there on it like that, but he does sound engineering, so he knows his shit. I used to like go around to his house, and at first, like he showed me like what he was doing, and then I just kind of take back those jewels at home, and then I you know, practice and refine my craft. But I noticed that after doing that for some time, that like I was feeling myself, and I was like, yo, like I've got an idea. So I bring projects around to him that I was like gassed about, and then you know what, he would play them and he'd be like, that's shit. And I'd be like, what did you say? He'd say, that's shit, let's work on something else. Like like literally, I'm not trying to polish a turd out here, let's move on. Like, and that's how raw he used to talk to me, like as raw as fuck. Like, and I was just like, raw, like man said that, you know, all right, like, and I like very soon, I'd you know what I mean, I humble myself and be like, well I have this, like maybe we could work on this instead. And he'd be like, well yeah, that's better, we could go from there. And I'd be like feeling away, you know, I'm not gonna lie, I was feeling away, like, oh, like man hurt my feelings, like he just said my music shit, like, but he didn't say my music shit, he said that song was shit. So then I would literally go back here, and I'd work on it, I'd think, what's so bad about it, like I'd switch it up. Next thing I know, I might have like left the melody in, but like taken out all the drums, or vice versa. Like anyway, like a couple months go by, I come back to him with the same thing, and he's like, yo, this is good. Or I might not even send it, like show it to him like that, I might just post it, and then he'd be like liking it and just like sending a comment on Instagram being like, yo, that's live, like I like that one. I'd be like, yo, it's the same thing you didn't like. I'd be like, really? And he'd be like, yeah, like but I wouldn't have, if he didn't say it was shit, I wouldn't have made something better. So like there's always a blessing in that. Like that's constructive criticism. People be like, oh, it's not constructive criticism because you just said it was shit, you didn't tell me how to make it better. Sometimes you got to find that out for yourself. Sometimes people can't 100%. Spoon food the way in which 100%. like spoon feed like that's I did the spoonerism by saying spoon, that's man. Anyway, so yeah, like that journey's real though, and I find that, of course, as you say, you know, it's good to definitely work with peers and people that you respect as well, you know, to learn from them in that sense. But at the same time, that journey of like, okay, no, like I could actually do better with this, like what, you know, is just as important. Yeah, like I think it's so important, and it builds definitely. Like a skill in yourself as well. So no, that's live.
I think it's definitely like good to be around people who inspire, not someone that you're necessarily competing with, but somebody who pushes you to be better, just like Tom, for example. And I find that with Nathan as well, just because I think he's just such a great vocalist. So for me, like I'd be quite comfortable with my skill, and then I'd hear him sing, I'd be like, what the fuck? And he's doing these crazy runs. I'm like, what? I'm like, I've got so much work to do. And it's not in a bad way, like I'm trying to compete against him. It's just me just knowing that like if I want to better myself, there's work that needs to be put in. Like there's no harm in just, you know, improving your skills to match somebody else's to just get where you need to get to at the end of the day. So and this is another thing, like I really wish I remembered how it was said, but I heard something, it was like work beats talent when talent don't work. I think that's it. Like so like to me it's like I always put the work in, man. Like I wouldn't like, and I've never felt like this music thing is easy. Like obviously when you watch other people doing music, and like they're really dope at what they do, like you'd be like, oh man, it looks so easy to you, but it's like
they've been.
You don't know the work that's gone behind it.
Like,
that's it. Exactly.
Like some people do just have like some weird innate knack for things, but there's loads of things that they don't have an innate knack for. Like it's not like if you were playing like I don't know, like one style of piano. Say you were like I don't know. Say you just played chords like me. Yeah, you're not gonna suddenly like know stride. You're gonna have to like learn how to play like a stride player plays, and like do like flipping 10,000 hours. Like to.
I was about to say that 10,000 hours is real.
Yeah, you got to put that work.
It's a master skill.
So
I think you need more than that, but yeah, no, I think that what are you gonna say, Fia? Go.
Oh, I was actually going to ask another question on the back of the one that we asked before, go for it. Oh, okay, well, I was just going to say, going off of like working with producers' do's and don'ts, what is like the best experience and also the worst? This is a two-part question. What is the best and the worst experiences you've had with producing? So that's with like working with another musician, for example.
I mean, I guess there's different experiences I've had. I guess the best feelings I've had by myself are like actually it's sort of music that I don't really share often, but like whenever I make a beat that makes me like dance in a room like mad by myself, like that is a feeling, and it's like I've made my own club, like, and I'm just like, you know what I mean, like there's no bouncers there to say no hats, no hoodies, no trainers. I've just walked straight through. I've got straight to the bar. I've got my drink. Like I've gone outside to bun a spliff, and I've come into the bar and I'm just dancing, and like nobody's watching me. No, like, you know what I mean. And if they were, it's all love. Like, and I just when I'm on my ones, and I make a beat that I'm like I'm proper gassed about. Like there's that feeling's probably the best sort of feeling you can get as a producer, nice. Just on your own, you're, like self-validation, you know what I mean, like and I 100%. guess there was one time, actually no, there's been a couple of times, like, but one time that sticks out was like, I think with Nathan, he was round mine, and like I think, in fact, it was the night you came round and we were like done a rehearsal for the show. And then you dipped out, like, because you had to go. And then I think I wanted to, like, lay down vocals for this idea I had. And, like, I had this idea, and I showed him this friend of mine who'd passed away, like, Veronica. And I showed him her vocals, like, singing over a Dilla track, And I was like, I want you to do, like, this sort of thing. And then we recorded him. And, like, when I was hearing him doing it, like, I knew it was gonna sound like a wavy track, like whilst he was recording it, like it wasn't even finished yet, but it was like I was watching the future be written, like like that's another example of a great feeling when you're doing something and you can sort of see the future of it, or you can see how people might feel like once they connect with it and once it's actually out there. Like, so I feel like
creatives are low-key visionaries too, though, because like I feel like I always see like the end of what I would like for my art, whatever that may be, to look like or to sound like once I feel like it's done with, do you know what I mean? So I feel like there's like that, definitely that aspect to creatives for sure.
100%.
Yeah, but it's like, I don't know, it's trying to it's like hearing the chaos of the universe and trying to put some order to it, like in a weird way. Like it's like oh, okay, like all of this cacophony of sound, like there's so much sounds around, like any one particular time, and then we hone onto like moments of sound and then like try and enhance those sounds and then add to those sounds and subtract from those sounds to make something that's like that then you can immerse yourself in. So
no, I just want to highlight that we've definitely expanded our vocabulary this episode.
Oh, wow. And
I mean, I'm just like,
sorry, am I like making you get out a thesaurus and them ones like.
Sam, you said a cacophony of sound. I'm like, what? You spoke about diegetic. I'm just like, bro, like we're really we're coming with the education this time. So guys, appreciate it still. Appreciate it still by showing us views in it. No, that's a really good point. I need to talk about your worst time, if you don't mind. Like what's or a bad time, not necessarily a worst as such, but
What, for producing?
yeah, for working with the artists.
There's a time you're like, no, I cannot be doing
like
this anymore.
a bad experience.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, like, I guess, yeah, I was working with somebody and like I remember they were on a wave that, like, I think personally they were just like, they were like actually like trying to self-actuate and like realize their end goal, but like by like doing their end goal, they kind of were just like being like really sort of, I wouldn't say belligerent, but just like kind of like how can I say it? They basically just was like, yeah, I want to do this now, and want to do this now, and want to do this now, and it was like, yeah, right. But I like I produce this beat like without you, like all of a sudden, like, yeah, I've involved you in the thing, and now you're telling me that you want to send the beat to somebody else to finish. I'm like, excuse me,
huh?
That's
like,
nah, sorry.
What? Like, yeah, it's like, yeah, and at that point I was like, well, if you want somebody to do that, then yeah, you can pay me, like maybe, like,
yeah, absolutely,
like,
exactly.
but otherwise it's my track. Why am I gonna give it to somebody else to finish? Like,
exactly.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's crazy.
Yeah.
How do you feel though, like when I mean, I guess as a producer you make songs knowing that often like the structure might be changed and things like that, and like, is that always okay with you, or like if you're working with someone else and they need to change it up to fit like the way that they've decided to frame or cadence things?
I mean, in general, like, I didn't come into producing to produce for other people. That wasn't my end goal. That wasn't my beginning goal. Like, I just wanted to make music. Like, I wanted to make the music that I had in my head. Like, so I wasn't thinking of other people. Like, it was only when like I started discovering like my sound that I realized that I loved like I loved vocals. I loved backing vocals. I loved everything. I loved singing. Like, I mean, I don't really sing a lot on my tracks. Like, sometimes I add like little BV layers, but like I wouldn't like put my stuff out that, like, because another thing about me is like when I was like, I guess 19 to like 23, I used to write a lot of music like sort of like acoustic. So I used to like play guitar and sing and stuff like that, and then my voice quality just kind of went. So that's why like when I produce and I sort of tell singers to sing in certain ways, because like I know what I used to be capable of, but I guess too much like nightlife and stuff just kind of killed all that. So yeah, like now I've got a deep voice and I rap about Gyal, and it's that's my thing.
Yeah, but that's the motivation. Don't get twisted.
Yeah.
I hear you. I hear you, fam. Cool. I mean, I guess
there's one more question just on the production side before we move on to just life in general. What advice would you give to new producers?
Oh yeah.
All right.
Coming into the game.
Boy, if you're coming at it now, I guess just like, all right, well, the first thing is, and this is like imparted information that I've taken with me, is just save everything, because like like over time you're gonna level up, and like you're gonna be like Goku at 8,000, and like then you're gonna be Goku over 9,000, then you're gonna be Goku Super Saiyan, and then you're gonna go further and further and further.
You're just gonna keep
you're just gonna keep leveling up. You're just gonna keep leveling up. So like the thing is
that Dragon Ball Z?
Yeah,
that isn't it.
But if you don't save what you had when you were 8,000, once you're a Super Saiyan, you can't use that like anymore, because it's not there. You deleted it. So you can only edit what's there. So just don't delete your projects. Keep your projects, even the ones that you're like, oh, this is dead food, I'm deleting. No, don't delete it. Just save it, like, and then come back at it with like fresh eyes. Like later on down the line, it could be all 2-3 years like down the line. Like I even saw like a friend of mine. He posted that he was listening to all of these like little riffs that he'd recorded, and he was working on them like during lockdown. And I thought, yeah, that's great. That's what you need to do. Like, I do that with my voice notes. I do that with loads of things. I just like, I go, all right, let me approach this now. Like, let me approach it. Like sometimes I'd have had an idea. I didn't know how to like realize how to do the drum beat for it, or how to like make a tasty bass line for it. Now I've got the skills acquired from all of those times from other stuff that I have been able to do, so now I can do it. So just save stuff. That's the first bit of advice. The second bit of advice would just be like I guess it segues into the third, but like it's like imitate other people, like so find what you like, and then find out what you like about what you like, and then make variations. So like, and then you'll come up with your sound. Now your sound will have an indelible quality. Like, so like nobody's gonna like be able to be you. Like it's like I could get a pack of Pharrell's drum kits, yeah, like, and have all of those same kind of snares that Pharrell's got, but for some reason he would do something in the production room that would just make it sound like Pharrell. So you could still have the same sounds, and it'd be like.
So maybe it's not to imitate then, because I wouldn't call that imitation as such.
Well, it is to a certain extent. More
like get influence.
I would call it influence. Yeah, I would say influence or inspiration, or what's the other word I was going to use? An interpretation.
Yeah,
even.
But
I wouldn't call it imitation.
Yeah, okay. Well, an interpretation to try and discover yourself. Like, because by finding what you like about other people, you find out what you like about yourself, and then you can use that as a stepping stone to then move on from that point and find your sound. Like, this is the thing about me, yeah. For years I was like trying to work on my sound, like, and I feel like I've got that motion Hyrule sound. I feel like what I'm doing is like people don't produce like that. Like, which is and there's other producers that like they're unique in their own rights as well, and like, you know what I mean, like I don't need to be them, they don't need to be me, we just need to be ourselves, and there's power in that. Like, and you know, you spend your life trying to be somebody else, yeah, like you're not gonna be that person. You're only gonna be you at the end of the day. So like, yeah, it's just be yourself in your sound. Yeah, as a producer.
I want to go back to your first point, because you said something which I thought was important regarding the Dragon Ball Z analogy.
Yeah.
Basically, I think from what I understood from that, you're saying that table your stuff because actually maybe a year, 2 years down the line, or however long down the line, you've definitely acquired more skill. Therefore, when you if you approach that same idea again, it could actually become like something that's actually really good. Is that kind of like your thought behind it, or is that a different point completely?
No, that's pretty much what I meant. But it's like even sometimes, right, I might save something, I'm like, oh, I haven't realized it, like, and then I realize it and it sounds dope, and then I'm like, okay, this sounds great, but I can't hear myself on it. Like a lot of my music I can hear myself on, so it's like it's already like shut case. So it's like, yeah, I'm gonna be on it. Yeah, it's like I'm gonna be on this track. Like this is my track. Like, so if anyone comes in the DMs, I'm like, nah, I've already written vocals for it. Like, it's my thing. But like sometimes I like especially if it's like something I've had to like reapproach. Like I won't have written vocals for it because I didn't believe in it, and then suddenly I'm like, oh, this is nice, I like this now, but then it don't sound like something I want to write on. I don't feel like, oh, I need to write on it like that much, and then I'll be like open to being like, okay, like let's see who wants to jump on this, or like, and then I might, you know what I mean, just put it out in the ether to see who wants to like ride on it. But yeah, and I like, to be honest, I've only been doing that a lot more recently, where like I've looked at like a lot of music that I've got, and I'm like, there's nothing happening with it. Like, and if somebody else is creative and they want a soundscape, then I bequeath this to you. Like, I don't know, like, you know,
I bequeath.
Yeah. Sorry, I do you know, the only reason why I even bust that word because you said I was running big words, so I was like, if we just drop another one.
You're coming with
we just drop another one. Yeah.
You're coming with words, fam. Well, no, I feel like, I mean, first of all, I mean, I've been told that we have to get on to you, fam. When are we getting the...
Yeah, okay, so we actually have to hot you up here.
Yeah,
when is it coming out?
Hopefully March. So I wanted to...
What?
I wanted to do it...
Okay, wow.
I wanted to do it by February because, like, basically I've got this, like, EP that I've been working on. And it's like about 8 tracks, and I was looking for the last track to jump on it, like to put on it, but then it was yeah, I guess not, but it's a project.
Curtis has albums, by the way. I just want to tell everyone he's got albums.
Yeah,
like,
no, obviously.
Actual albums.
So like, yeah, basically I wanted that to be an introduction to my sound, and because I've got other stuff, but like I felt like without something to be like, yo, this is me, like as an introduction, it just won't have cohesion. So I was like, all right, let me do a project that kind of says, all right, like this is where I'm at from everything else I've been doing, And yeah, like I've done the tracks. The last track I made the other week when it was snowing, and I really liked that one. And yeah, it was just like there's just one song. It's probably my favorite beat on the project. And yeah, it's kind of like it just needs. I kind of wrote it as a duet, so like the vocals would be like me rapping and then like a girl rapping and then a backwards and forth like type of thing. But I wrote the whole thing. Like I literally wrote the whole thing.
Okay.
I'll send it to you afterwards, but like I definitely won't let you share it on this show because like I'm trying to do girl vocals and it's funny as fuck, but it's not. It's low key embarrassing. So I'm not gonna. But yeah, like basically, no. Actually, I think I did share it to you. Didn't I send it to you already?
To me?
Yeah.
Maybe you have.
All right, I'm gonna have a look.
You send me so many songs, so I'm sure you have. Yeah.
So anyway, like that. Once that's done, which hopefully because of lockdown and stuff, like I'm gonna try and find a way. Like, not saying I'm breaking any rules, like, but like I'm gonna find a way to make it happen and get that recorded, and then yeah, once that's done, I'll put it out because I've already got the artwork. So.
Ooh, I'm so excited!
Well,
finally,
we look forward to it.
And Curtis, it better happen because otherwise I'm gonna be messaging you like every day. It needs to happen. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Yes.
We'll definitely show you. Obviously, we'll talk about it on social media at the end, but we'll definitely highlight it as well and show love. Yeah. So we will look forward to that for sure. Have you locked down a female rapper to do the rapping bit? Or?
Oh no, it's not even. It's like it'll be sung. It'll be like a singing rap type of thing, if that makes sense.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So.
Oh, I look forward to hearing it. I'm sure everyone does. Let's segue on. Seeing as you referenced lockdown, what are you saying? How's this lockdown, aside from like creatively in general, like how's it been for you? Have you been abiding by lockdown rules? Have you been with
the feds?
What was your question?
Why are you stuttering?
What? Sorry, I didn't hear you.
I said, have you been abiding by lockdown rules?
I'll plead the fifth.
Have you what's London Fields saying?
London Fields?
Yeah, what's London Fields saying?
I don't know. Why are you asking me
London
about London
Fields? What?
It was the first park I could think of. Anyways, no, but on a serious note though, like yeah, how's it been for you just in general otherwise? Like what's dating saying in lockdown? How's that been?
Yeah, I plead the fifth. Yeah, no, I like
good answer.
No, but no, listen.
Look, you know what I mean? Like, I like, man, I got put food on the table, man. I can't say certain things, man. Get me in trouble.
No, what I'm trying to say is, I'm not trying to hot you up at all, honestly. But obviously, okay, when I say lockdown, I mean like from when we entered this whole shit in like last year March, right? And obviously there's been times I've been able to go out and not go out and whatever. So so let's assume that I mean at the times where you could go out, how's dating been? Has it been harder to date? Assume that you're not in a relationship right now.
Okay, so we assume I'm not in a relationship right now. I guess it's not harder if you care about somebody that cares about you. It's harder if, I don't know, like your communication ain't there, and it's harder if like if you're not moving in the same, like, you know what I mean, you're not moving in the same direction,
right?
But yeah, I think that doesn't really change so much, like in these times. I think the only thing that changes because of lockdown is it magnifies things and it enhances things. So like I know that a lot of breakups have been happening and divorces have been happening as a byproduct of like being locked down with people, because you're spending more time with them, and it's rearing, it's bringing up problems or issues that you wouldn't have necessarily seen like until like later on down the line or whatever. Like some people are like, it's almost like relationship burnout. It's like you could literally go through the honeymoon period, like the 7 years itch. Like you could go through all of it, like in a couple of months of lockdown, because you're just like, you know what I mean? You're just completely like in somebody's bubble and in their world, and they're in yours, and there's no escape. So
you see me, I don't think I could I'm not in a relationship. I don't think I could do it. I can't spend that much time with someone. I just
yeah,
don't
but you can when you want to.
Space.
This is the thing.
Yeah, if you want to, true. Yeah.
You just this is what I've always believed this. Yeah, everybody is somebody's hoe, and what I mean by that, yeah, like I'll back it up. Like,
wait, somebody's hoe.
Yeah, like I'll back it up with this. Yeah, it's like there's always that person, yeah, that makes you just like release from all of the shackles that you put on your mind of I'm not gonna do this, I'm not gonna do that, I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah.
So every girl was that girl that was like, nah, I'm never gonna give head. I ain't gonna do that. Nah, that's butters. And then you met Trevor one day, and Trevor got you on it, like, and now you love it, like. And it's the same. It's the same thing. It's the same thing with guys. Guys would be like, "Nah, man ain't ball catting. Nah, bun that, bruv. Like, I kiss my mouth. I kiss my mum with that mouth." And then one day you're on it.
No,
and
but
you're
it's
like,
actually
and you're like,
true,
"No,
though.
this is the thing. This is the thing." So like everyone finds somebody that makes them sort of like reevaluate their worldview on how they're gonna move, and then they move and behave differently, and they go,
agree.
"Oh, I thought
true.
I didn't like that, but now I like that.
No,
I thought I wasn't going to do that."
100%
And now,
agree.
like, you know, it might be like, oh, you thought, oh, I'll never take a girl back if she cheats, and then she cheats, and then you take her back because you like her.
Yeah.
Like,
Listen,
so you know what I mean?
you.
It's like everyone's got
Yeah.
those things that they feel like this is me at my core, and then like somebody will just be like, yeah, fuck your core.
I hear that, but
You
I
got
just
no
use
core
that,
strength.
though, from
You got no core
experience.
strength. You need to do some of them exercises because you got no core right now because I've taken it from you. Like,
No, I hear you, right? I actually hear you on that, but at the same time, I do feel like everyone needs I feel like I'm someone that I need my me time. It don't matter who you are. I do appreciate there's gonna be someone that I can mess with like for 80% of my time, but that other 20% I'm gonna need it because my head is I just can't. So but I fully hear what you're saying though. Like obviously it takes a certain person or the right person to get you to do something. Like,
I think you haven't met somebody that you wanted that much. Like
That is
once
true
you
as well,
meet
because,
you meet somebody that you want so much that you want
You're
them
gonna want to
around
be with
you,
them all the time.
you just do.
Yeah,
it's
you
like you shift
no,
off
it's
and
true,
you're like,
Charlene.
Yeah, I'm
all
bugging
of it-
because somehow he's turned his
first-
back on me. Like, no, the question's for Curtis.
but it's actually the first
No, I
like
hear
couple
that,
of
I
months
hear
to a
that.
year of the relationship, you're gonna
hear
be
that.
like, I'm gonna be trying to ring you, but I'm like, Charlene, what's going on? You'll be like,
Oh my
with my man, and
gosh.
like, yeah, sorry.
I'm gonna know
this
how
is
you
gonna
feel.
happen.
So you're gonna know how I feel because
What do you mean? Oh, because I ring you.
Afia doesn't
No, I
respond
don't.
to nobody. Okay,
No, I
cool.
don't. It's really bad.
No, but I guess it comes with your personality. Some people have a personality trait that means that they've got like addictive personalities for different things.
I do. I've got an addictive personality, which is why I have to
like,
manage myself.
Yeah. So but exactly. So you're managing yourself, but like your base instinct is to be like, yeah, I like the time I'm spending with you. I want more of it. Like, but then you're trying to govern yourself by being like, nah, I don't want to look soft. so rather than that, you stand up firm and then you like, rather than be in your feelings. But if you were allowing yourself to be in your feelings, that wouldn't be a thing. You just be like, yeah, like when you coming round, I miss you. Oh, babe. And the thing is, yeah, man, then we're like that as well. Like we give off this front, yeah, but as soon as we like a girl, like we turn soft. Like we're just like
soft.
like straight.
We
like,
turn
it's just
soft.
yeah, it's crazy. It's like you just be like, raw, like.
No,
when did
you
I
man turn
turn into this
moist.
guy?
When you want to, you can become you turn moist still.
Yeah.
And the thing is, in the
Proper
UK, like we got this whole thing about. Just to compare like UK to America, in America like dating experience is a lot different because guys come.
Yeah, I
think
feel like they're
across,
more upfront, aren't
right,
they?
more upfront. Whereas
Yeah.
like, and I remember I was watching an interview with I can't remember. I think it was Emma Watson actually who played Hermione in Harry Potter, and she was like, you know, when she went to university in America, like, you know, the guy was like telling her like, you know, he wanted her straight away, and she was like, in the UK, I'm used to a guy pretending that he hates me for 3 months and then sort of telling me like, oh yeah, I'm alright after 3 months. It's like that's generally what we have to deal with in the UK when dating, especially with men.
Where are the sweet boys?
Yeah,
Sweet boys are my favourites. Where are the sweet boys?
Where are the sweet boys, Curtis? Answer the question.
I'm a sweet boy. What are you talking about?
I was gonna say he's a sweet boy. He actually is.
Do you give girls the world then, and then they just hurt you? What's going on?
I think it's a bit of both, to be honest with you. Like, I'm not gonna like pretend that, like, you know what I mean, I haven't done my fair share of hurting. I probably, you know what I mean. It's not an intentional thing. I think, you know, like, and it's such a cliche as well. I don't want to hurt you, and then, and then you hurt somebody. Like, it's such a cliche. Like, but honestly, like.
You can never promise that, really, though, can you? Once you get into a relationship, like, I'm never gonna hurt you, because you just don't know. You can do things unintentionally.
Do you know what the funniest thing is? Everyone that's promised that he wouldn't hurt me, like, and 100%, everyone that didn't say they were gonna hurt me or not, they didn't hurt me. I ended up hurting them. So.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like, yeah, so I think it's almost like putting it out there and saying I'm not gonna hurt you is like an omen, like, of the person that thinks they're gonna hurt you, because they already know that you're in your feelings and they're not. Like, so they're saying that because they don't want it to go down that way, but they know it's a possibility because they know they're not there yet. Like, and the thing is, it's like you can't fight feelings and you can't front feelings, so you can't pretend something's there when it ain't, and you can't pretend it's not there when it is. Yeah, right. We really got into this. Yeah.
That's really
that's
real.
a word, though.
No,
that is
real.
That is a word.
So just in general, though, you feel like dating hasn't really changed that much, because you feel like really the situation.
Well, no, it's changed. I'm not going to pretend it hasn't changed.
Okay.
I can't draw a gal at the bus stop anymore. Like, you know what I mean? What, with a mask on? It's not going to happen. Like, it's fundamentally changed. Like people are all on like, and like, listen, I'm old school. Yeah, I don't do all of this, like, this weird stuff, like going on phones and like looking at gal like they're Uber Eats. I can't be bothered. Like, man ain't got time for that. Like, literally, I know this sounds messed up, yeah, but I only really link my friends. Like all the girls that I've been seeing in the past, like 4 years or whatever, yeah, they've been girls I've been friends with for like a year beforehand or whatever, and like something emerges out of it, because I don't really, you know what I mean, like I want to feel like I know you, like you good. I don't find not knowing somebody attractive anymore. I find the aesthetic of somebody attractive. I'm always gonna find the aesthetic of somebody attractive, but like when you actually know what somebody's about, like, and how they move, and like, you know, like, and you could just chill out and kick it with them, like they could spend hours in your yard, you could just watch a film and just jam, like that over a long period of time, they like getting to know their families and stuff like that. To me is attractive. Like, obviously girls don't really like that. Girls just like to meet a guy and just, like, you know what I mean, start from there, but like I don't really do that. So like a lot of the
they say the best relationships are friendships, to be fair.
Friendships,
but girls like, no, friends, can't do that. No, you're my friend.
No, I don't think. I think
you need that friend that likes you, like, you need to just jump on it, because honestly that's the best relationship you'll get, because they won't cheat on you. Straight up, like they won't.
They're less likely to, for sure.
You can be surprised.
Less likely to, we'll say, maybe. But I feel like, I hear a lot of people say that, and, you know, even looking at like relationships that have lasted long in like my life, like I feel like they're friends, and then that's why they've been able to last for like 30 years or whatever. Do you know what I mean? So like I feel like in the long run, like, you need a friendship, otherwise it's not going to last. 100% agree with you. When are you going to lock one down, Curtis? I feel like the world wants to know now. When you want to lock it down?
Lockdown 4. I think that's my time.
to get the next wifey. Okay.
I'll wait till lockdown 4, like, and then I'll be like, raw, like, man ain't really move it, because you know, like lockdown 1, people were like, oh, maybe I should shack up with somebody, and then it eased up, and then people was like, oh, there's no need, like, we'll go back to normal. And with every subsequent lockdown, people have been like, yo, maybe it's time to get off these roads and start thinking about the future. Start thinking about family. So
it is that season now, isn't it? Cuffing season.
No, it's the opposite. Like, it's summer. Like,
no. Cuffing season happens in November, bruv.
Isn't that December? I thought it was in the cold season. Okay.
Yeah, so November is when it starts, and then back into spring now. So it ends at Valentine's Day, and then from spring.
Okay, so you still got 1 week of cuffing season. It's fine.
Yeah.
Do you have a Valentine's this year, Curtis?
Yes,
you know what? I do not have a Valentine's. I don't.
No.
But,
okay.
That's because Valentine's is every day for you.
I mean, like, but I say that in the sense of like obviously, like, there won't be anyone I'm spending Valentine's Day with. There'll be somebody I think about. but
that's cute.
That is cute. That is really cute. No, that's really cute. Right, in terms of what are you gonna say, Tia?
Right, I really got you with that one, didn't it? Raw boy, fizzy.
No, you go, Charlene. I don't know.
I was actually gonna switch it.
You lost it for a second, didn't it? Straight up.
I was like, oh, I like romance. It's nice. So that's
Tia's
me.
so romantic as well.
But yeah, other than that, Curtis, where can we find you?
Yeah,
where can we find you
in my yard?
Your socials? In your yard?
No. At Motion Hyrule, so MOTIONHYRULE. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So find that on Instagram, guys. And also everyone's going to be waiting and putting pressure if there's no music in March.
Yeah.
So just letting you know. No, we won't put pressure. You can't force art. But yeah. So thank you for joining us today, guys who are listening, and thanks for coming on as well, guys. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah.
And we have some new shebangs coming, some new good things coming. So look out for that.
I wanted to talk about. I thought we were going to talk about Azealia Banks, but you didn't bring it up, and now I'm like,
wait, oh, we did.
I'm like, oh,
we did. Wait, oh
man.
no.
I was ready for that.
No, let's do it for a couple of minutes because we spoke about this for time. Okay, guys, just like as a quick little end note. So basically, like Azealia Banks was doing Up Madness a couple of weeks ago. So she was like going in on Doja Cat, and she was going in on Megan Thee Stallion, calling them fat, calling them ugly, all these sorts of madness. And Curtis, you messaged me, and I was like, wait, what's going on? You're like, oh, she's like,
also,
again.
she was like
kicking
kicking cats and shit.
Yeah.
Wait, no, don't say it yet. I was going to lead to that. Damn.
Sorry.
So she was doing madness, and like, yeah, what were we going to say about that, Curtis? Because we had a lot to say about like just Azealia being just a straight up hater.
So obviously she's been doing this for a long time now, yeah, and like,
yes.
and like I've been following her whole career because when she came out, yeah, nobody did it the way she did it. And I've got to give that queen her flowers. Yeah, she came in the game solid 30, 100. Like I was like, yo, like this is a trailblazer. Like this is the future of you know, female MCs. But like it's actually transcends it because like nobody, girls or guys, was doing what she did. And to be honest, like the way I feel about it is if you didn't have somebody like her come out and do what she did, I don't think there would be as much of a space for somebody like Goldlink, like because Goldlink spits on them kind of beats, yeah, like them kind of housey, vibey beats, like, and she was doing that. She been doing that, like she'd already cut her teeth doing that. So like I was like ratings, yeah. But then she obviously came out with some wild stuff and obviously said things that like made her like a social pariah, and I was like. Like I didn't really distance myself from like listening to her music, and obviously some of what she said, like I agreed with, some of what she said I disagreed with, but like I felt like she was kept on putting herself in the spotlight for the wrong reasons, i.e. contention with other people. It's to the point, yeah, where like if you type in Azealia Banks, yeah, and then you write FT as in featuring, like it'll come up with a list of people. And they're not people she's had featuring on songs with her. They're fights. They're fights of people that she's confronted or said shit about. It's so deep. Like I was like, I typed Azealia Banks featuring, yeah, or FT, yeah, and it came up with Rihanna. I was like, when did she do a tune with Rihanna? And then I looked at it, and it was like, no, like she said some shit about Rihanna.
She called her fat as well.
Like, so
she's always calling everyone fat. I don't know what's
she's
wrong
hating
with her.
on all these women, like, and I feel like the hate comes from like almost like, well, obviously it comes from jealousy, like, and I'm not saying everyone that like says something negative about somebody has jealousy like within them, but like I don't know, kids in glass houses shouldn't throw stones, innit? Like, and she's obviously she does a lot of stone chucking, and I just feel like
definitely a lot of stone throwing.
This is the thing, because it's like, hold on a minute, you're coming for Doja Cat and you're coming for Megan when these girls are at the top of their game right now. What are you doing? Because you're actually not. I haven't heard anything from you for a long time.
Well, I mean, I feel like commercially she's fucked up right now. I mean, she's just done.
Yeah.
She said things that anti-Semitic, yeah. How do you say that? Obviously, she's like beat with like the biggest people as well. Like, why are you going after Zayn Malik? Like, please let me know.
No, on a real, she's wily herself. She's wily herself. Like,
but not even like. But I feel like she's done it like to a worse degree though.
Yeah,
like Wiley's, I don't think Wiley's even as bad as she is.
Yeah.
I don't think Wiley's even as bad as she is. I think you're right, she's Wiley to herself, but to the power of fucking 5 or something. Do you know what I mean? Because like Wiley's not even as bad as that. But
it's like, why are you not learning lessons? So you've done something like one time and then like, everyone's had a big reaction. Okay, you've done it again. Maybe you do it twice. Okay, fine. Like you haven't learned your lesson. But the third and the fourth and the fifth time, why is it still going on? Why are you not learning the lesson? Where are her friends?
But I think it's hurt, man. Hurt people, man. And like there's a chemical imbalance there as well. Chemical imbalance.
Oh yeah, because she's got bipolar, isn't it?
Yeah, and like I just really like, who's around you, my nigga? Do you understand? Like who is actually around you? Because like
she's just around.
Who's
like,
around? No, because if I had a nigga like that, yeah, he was like, that's my nigga.
You'd have to cuss her.
I would have to like, you'd have to step in, like intervene. Like I feel so bad because when I tell you, like her first 2 projects are my jam, like the first EP and the second and the album. Like I loved Azealia Banks. Luxury, my jam. Fucking like,
she can sing too.
Go down the list.
She can sing too.
Yes, and Luxury, she raps and
people don't realise she can sing.
Yeah, she's got a very good voice.
You know, Esther Noche, like it's really like, it's actually so heartbreaking. And then she's just doing madness. Like, are we gonna get onto the other shit she's doing recently?
Yes. Okay. So.
The other thing she did.
She didn't think fat shaming was enough. She was like, let me take it like a few steps further. I mean, she ran further. So basically, what she did was she decided that she was digging something, and I was like, okay, she's in her garden digging. Like, what's going on? Next clip, her dead cat is now being removed from its grave. Next clip, she's now boiling the cat in whatever, and then like the bones are there. Now she's wearing the cat as earrings. That's sort of
I don't know if she done that. What I saw was this.
She wore it as earrings.
Like,
it's earrings now.
She basically like, so she was moving house, and she wanted to keep like the cat.
Wait, that's why.
So basically, like she was moving yard, and then she dug it up, and then and the thing is, she got the scar, and I've seen people, I've gone to their yards, and they've got like, you know, them like people that've got like crystals on their dresser or whatever.
Oh
like,
right, yeah.
There's better girls like that, innit? Like, we've got like crystals and like incense and sage and that, and they're on their Erykah Badu shit. They're like, like, you know what I mean? They're sitting down with their turbans on and all of that. Like, well, basically, she she kind of done like the skull like that, so it could be like on an altar. Like, and she put some she like lit some candles and stuff, and obviously people was like, yo man, she's wilding, what's she doing, she's acting crazy. Like, I saw that and was like, well, to be honest with you, the kind of things that she's like doing, a lot of other people talk about anyway, and being like, yeah, I'm a white witch, I'm this, I'm that. So I didn't.
Well, she says that she's a witch, doesn't she?
So I wasn't really trying to deep that. I didn't really like care about that. I just, I personally just, I took umbrage to her like denigrating other women, like it's like,
because that was really
I just felt like, But we talked about that now, so I'm happy.
You're very passionate about. Yeah, you're happy now. It's fine. It's
no,
right. Obviously, I know that you're in your feelings because you love Megan Thee Stallion, as do I.
No, like
so,
I do. You love Meg.
Curtis loves Megan.
This
boy loves.
So I've got her come up with my girl who works at 300s.
Oh yeah. I mean, if you can make things happen. Shout out to Meg. But yeah, should we end it here?
That's you, man.
Let's do it. Well, I mean, hopefully you'll come back for a part 2. I don't know, man, because there's a lot of shit to talk about. Yeah. But thank you so much, Curtis. Honestly, again, and
that's all right.
That's Old London out.
Bye.
Bye.